One evening, as silence enveloped my room, I sat at my desk, lost in thought. It had been 2 years since my best friend Alex tragically passed away, yet his absence lingered in every corner of my home. We had been inseparable since childhood, exploring abandoned places together, laughing and dreaming of the future. That evening, I felt particularly alone. Suddenly, a crackling sound broke the stillness. My phone vibrated. I glanced at the screen, expecting a message from one of my friends. Instead, my breath caught in my throat. The sender was Alex. How is this possible? Raced through my mind. I stared at the screen, unable to believe my eyes. The message read, "I need your help." My heart raced and a chill ran down my spine. I hadn't heard Alex's voice in so long, hadn't seen his face since that terrible day. It felt impossible. Taking a deep breath, I touched the screen, my fingers trembling. I replied, "Is it really you?" Seconds dragged on, feeling like an eternity, before his name appeared on the screen again. "Yes, I'm sorry. I didn't want it to be like this." My heart raced even faster. I typed, "What do you mean? I'm trapped. You need to save me." I froze. How could he be trapped? He was dead. We always joked that our fears were left in childhood, but this was no laughing matter. I glanced at the clock. It was almost midnight. The silence in the room felt suffocating. "Where are you?" I typed, my hands shaking. "In the old house. You have to come." The old house. I remembered how Alex and I used to explore it as kids, laughing and encouraging each other to go inside. It wasn't just a house. It was our memories intertwined with childhood fears. It had been abandoned for years, and I could never forget the eerie sounds that echoed there. My instincts screamed for me not to go, but another part of me felt an inexplicable pull. "I'll come," I replied, adrenaline pumping through my veins. I grabbed my jacket and quickly put on my shoes, my heart pounding in my chest. The drive to the house felt like an eternity. The streets were strangely empty, the street lights casting long shadows that danced in the dark. I kept glancing back, unable to believe I had decided to do this. Every rustle seemed ominous, urging me to hurry. I couldn't shake the feeling that I had to do this. When I finally arrived at the old house, it loomed before me, dark and foreboding. I hesitated at the entrance, memories swirling in my mind, laughter, games, promises of adventure. I pushed the door open, and it creaked as if warning me of something. The air was thick with dust and silence, and I felt my old fears awaken within me. I pulled out my phone, its screen illuminating the darkness around me. "Alex," I called softly. In the basement came the message. My heart raced even faster. I remembered the basement, the place we both feared as kids, filled with shadows and whispers of ghosts. With every step down the narrow staircase creaking under my weight, I felt fear engulf me. The air grew colder and I shivered as I reached the bottom. "I'm here," I whispered, hoping for a response. "Watch your back." The message appeared on the screen. My heart pounded. I slowly turned, scanning the dimly lit space. Nothing. Just shadows. "Alex," I called, panic rising in my voice. Suddenly, I felt a cold breeze pass through me, chilling me to the bone. The temperature dropped even lower. I turned back to my phone, my fingers trembling as I typed, "I'm scared. I'm scared. You have to leave." "They're coming." Fear gripped me. "Who's coming?" I asked, but no answer followed. Instead, the air around me thickened, and I heard faint whispers echoing in the darkness. I felt something ominous approaching. I knew I had to get out. As I turned to flee up the stairs, my phone screen flickered, displaying a single message. "I'm sorry." I bolted up the stairs, my heart racing. I felt a heavy presence behind me, as if a dark shadow was following my every move. I stumbled as I reached the top landing, throwing myself at the door. I could sense something clawing at the edges of my consciousness, something that wanted me to stay. With one last effort, I shoved the door open and stumbled into the night. I ran without looking back, the whispers fading as I made it home. Once in my room, I collapsed on the floor, gasping for breath. I glanced at my phone, my heart racing. The screen was black. No messages, no signs of anything. Days passed without another message from Alex. I tried to convince myself it had all been a dream, but deep down I knew I had experienced something supernatural. I began to feel as if something was stalking me, an oppressive sensation that Alex was trying to reach me. Then one night, I heard the notification sound on my phone again. I picked it up and my heart sank. I had a new message. "Thank you for coming." In that moment I realized I had let something dark into my life and it wasn't going to leave me alone. My reflection in the screen didn't look like it used to. My eyes held a spark of fear and I couldn't shake the feeling that Alex was really here, somewhere nearby. I knew I had to make a choice. Ignore his call or venture once more into the dark depths of memories I had always run from. And though I knew I should leave, I couldn't bring myself to leave the room. Every time I closed my eyes, the shadow passed by, whispering his name, as if promising that if I didn't go to him, he would find me himself. From that moment on, I understood that time stretches and not only darkness comes to it, but also an expectation. And that expectation was unbearable.